Look around any room, any office, any social gathering, and you will find that person, the one who remembers everyone's coffee order, who never says no, who laughs at every joke even when nothing is funny. Everyone likes them. Everyone calls them a good person. But here is what no one talks about. That person is exhausted. That person is invisible. And deep inside, that person has quietly lost themselves. We live in a world that celebrates niceness. From childhood, we are taught that being agreeable is a virtue, that keeping the peace is noble, that putting others first is the mark of a good human being. And on the surface, that sounds beautiful. But underneath that polished, pleasant exterior, something dangerous is happening. Niceness, taken too far, becomes a prison. Who is the nice person, really? They are the one who says whatever you want when asked for their opinion. They are the one who apologizes first, even when they did nothing wrong. They cancel their own plans to accommodate someone else's convenience. They absorb criticism in silence. They carry everyone else's emotional weight while quietly neglecting their own. Society does not just tolerate this behavior. It rewards it, at least on the surface. The nice person gets called sweet, selfless, and easy to be around. But what they rarely get called is respected. And that distinction matters more than most people realize. The psychology behind over-niceness is not as innocent as it appears. It does not come from strength. It comes from fear. Fear of conflict. Fear of rejection. Fear that if they show their real opinion, their real needs, their real self, people will leave. This pattern often begins in childhood, in environments where love felt conditional, where keeping quiet kept the peace, where being agreeable meant being safe. Over time, that survival strategy hardens into identity. The nice person does not just act agreeable. They become agreeable. They lose the ability to distinguish between what they genuinely feel and what others need them to feel. This is the critical difference that most people miss, the line between authentic kindness and performed niceness. Genuine kindness flows from abundance. It is a choice made from a full, secure place. But performed niceness flows from anxiety. It is a shield, a carefully constructed personality designed to avoid pain. And the damage begins quietly. First, there is the resentment. It does not announce itself. It simply accumulates in every favor given without being asked, in every boundary never drawn, in every opinion swallowed to keep someone else comfortable. The nice person smiles, but inside, a slow fire is building. Then comes something more devastating, the loss of self. When you spend years becoming whoever everyone else needs you to be, you stop knowing who you actually are. The voice gets quieter. The identity gets thinner. The person who everyone says is so wonderful becomes someone who cannot even answer the simple question, what do I actually want? This is the hidden trap of niceness. Not the big, dramatic collapse, but the slow, silent disappearing. Because if being nice is supposed to be so good, why does it feel like slow erasure? You did not lose yourself all at once. It happened in small moments. The opinion you swallowed at the dinner table. The opportunity you declined because someone else needed you. The anger you dressed up as understanding. The dreams you postponed season after season because saying yes to yourself felt somehow selfish. Nobody warned you that niceness could hollow a person out, but here you are, tired in a way that sleep cannot fix, surrounded by people who need you, and yet profoundly, achingly alone. This is not a coincidence. This is the cost. Let us talk about what chronic niceness actually destroys, because it does not stop at your mood. It dismantles your relationships from the inside. When you never express a real need, when you never draw a real line, you do not build connection. You build performance. Every relationship becomes a stage. You play the role of the selfless one. Others play the role of the one who takes. And nobody, not even them, realizes the imbalance until the day you simply cannot do it anymore. In your career, the cost is equally brutal. The nice person gets the extra work without the extra recognition. They become the reliable one, which sounds like a compliment until you realize it means the one who never says no. Promotions go to those who advocate for themselves. Opportunities go to those who are not afraid to be inconvenient. The nice person keeps waiting to be noticed, and keeps waiting. And mentally, the wait becomes unbearable. Anxiety becomes a permanent background noise. Burnout is not a phase. It becomes a lifestyle. And the suppressed anger? It does not disappear. It turns inward. It becomes self-doubt. It becomes the quiet belief that your needs simply do not matter as much as everyone else's. But here is what the story never tells you. The breaking point is not the end. The day you finally cannot smile through the pain. The moment the mask slips and something raw and honest rises to the surface. That moment feels like destruction. But it is actually the most important thing that has ever happened to you. It is the moment your real self knocks on the door and refuses to be ignored any longer. Most people call that a breakdown. The wise ones call it an awakening. So what does the other side look like? It does not look cold. It does not look selfish. It does not mean becoming hard or indifferent or unkind. The antidote to toxic niceness is not cruelty. It is dignity. It looks like saying, "I cannot do that," without a 10-minute apology attached to it. It looks like having an opinion in a room full of opposing voices, and not immediately abandoning it to keep the peace. It looks like choosing relationships where your presence is genuinely valued, not just your usefulness. It looks like understanding one radical, life-changing truth. You are not responsible for managing everyone else's emotions at the expense of your own. Kindness is still one of the most powerful forces in human existence. But kindness must have a foundation, and that foundation is self-respect. Without it, kindness is not a gift you give. It is a resource others extract. Protect it, not with walls, but with wisdom. Because the world does not need more people who are easy to take advantage of. The world needs people who are genuinely kind and completely unafraid to honor themselves while being so. That version of you is not lost. It is waiting, quietly, patiently, on the other side of every no you were too afraid to say. Now, before you move on, I want you to sit with one question. Think about your life right now, your relationships, your daily choices, your silence in moments that deserved your voice. Ask yourself honestly, am I being kind because it genuinely comes from love and strength? Or am I being nice because I'm afraid of what happens if I stop? Do not rush the answer, because the truth you find in that silence might be the beginning of getting yourself back.